Today is March 17th, and this is the start of a new secret project. I am not even going to mention this one on the podcast until it is time, because it is for Mom. So here is my introduction, and this is Alice in Wonderland, and it is black work on this gorgeous, sorry for the crinkling, this gorgeous hand-dyed Ada cloth. Because the entire scene is black, the color on this just kind of pops through and it gives it kind of a magical look. Mom really likes Alice in Wonderland. She also used to do paper snipping. I can't think of the word. One of these times I need to actually remember what the word is. But I don't remember. I want to say it's like, no, it's not kirigami. Kirigami is like related origami, but with cutting. I don't remember what it's called. But this reminds me of the stuff she used to do. And she likes Alice in Wonderland. And I just really thought this is something she's going to like. It's something that will be extra special. I'm planning it as a Christmas present. I calculated out that if I get approximately a 10 by 10 square done a day, which obviously I won't do it every day, but some days I'll do more. And some squares don't have anything. I should get it done by Christmas, no problem. So, the other day, I made copies on the copier at work. For myself, you're allowed your own personal use because these are big 2-page. I also, and I know you're not supposed to show patterns, but if you were able to see what the world I just showed, well, I flipped it around like that, more power to you. I also scanned it as a PDF so that I could use it on either Knit Companion or Goodreader or something like that. On Knit Companion, I could take all the charts and merge them into one big chart, or I can divide stuff up and like do, you know, all of Alice, even though she's actually across pages, or all of the rabbit, or something like that. I don't know which one I'm going to want to use yet, but I just want to show you. I got this. I have a new Q-snap coming tomorrow. I also have a Cheshire Cat needle minder coming because I just thought that would be fun to have kind of a theme going. So that's the beginning of that. My next plan is to grid it. So that is it for March 17th. Bye now. Hi, it is Tuesday, March 22nd, about 9 p.m. And I just wanted to share that I did a grid on the Alice in Wonderland. So I used a tutorial on YouTube from Jennifer. I'm going to try and look and see how to pronounce her name. Apodaco? I don't know. But it's a really good video for learning how to grid your lines. I used Sulky Hollow Shimmer, which is a hologram. I was actually supposed to get Sulky Sliver. At first I kept thinking it was silver, and then I realized no, it was sliver. Anyway, but when I went, I actually ended up getting the hollow shimmer because I was looking at the color and didn't actually realize that it wasn't the same thing. However, it seemed to work just fine. It's really thin. I think it's a lot thinner than the sliver. But at least from what I can see right now, it looks like it went good. When she does the gridding of the lines, she has you measure out where the top left corner would be. Here, let me flip around so I can point at my fabric. All right. And I'm hoping the sound is okay on this. I realize I keep covering the microphone with my hand, the way I hold the phone. She has you start in the top left, so you actually measure from center. Now my center is here where you can kind of see the fold lines, and you actually measure to find this. I measured from center how many squares up and how many squares over, and that's where I approximated my corner. She actually just measures 3 inches in, 3 inches in, and starts there, and then doesn't worry about whether it's actually centered. I don't think it matters. But anyway, and then you grid down and around. She actually has you do the whole border first in the sections of over 8, under 2. Then you pick a direction. I picked up and down, and starting where there was a gap, I did over 8, under 2, over 8, and you can kind of eyeball from the previous row to make sure you're lined up. And so you do that all the way. And then that's a little slow because you're still trying to really eyeball. And then you go across, and that actually, she comments that it goes really fast. And she's right, because when you're looking at these sections, it's really easy to tell where you go in and out because you're just making this little 4 square space. So going the other way went super fast. But anyway, it's clearly gridded, so now I can start stitching. So I just figured I'd share before I start putting anything on here. This is my April 5th update for Alice in Wonderland. First of all, I want to show you this fabulous bag. Now, today, I'm also showing you 2 other bags I got from this Etsy seller. But of course, you're not seeing this one until way far down, so maybe somebody hasn't seen it. It is from So Much to Love on Etsy. So, S-E-W, much, to the number 2, and love is L-U-V. So much to love. And oh, yes. She has, right there is a tag. And this is actually a custom bag for the size I'm using. Now, I was using a scrapbook case, but that was when I was using smaller Q-snaps, and then I decided that I really like having 11 by 17. I think that's what this is. I don't remember now. They have extensions. Let's see. Extension. Yes. I'm just trying to remember if I had an extension on all sides. Yes, this is 11 by 17. And so I had custom bags made, and I'm a dork, so I was matching up the project to the bag, and I was looking for something Alice in Wonderland, and I just asked her if she happened to have anything. I told her what I was doing. She found the absolute perfect fabric, because this is a silhouette of Alice in Wonderland, or it will be. And these, if you look at them, they're upside down and right side up, are silhouettes of Alice in Wonderland. I was so excited. And then she put polka dots on the inside. This nice rickrack. So, really, so far, I love this bag. Alright. The last time you saw this, I had just done the gridding pattern. And so I have gotten, what is it? 6.5 squares done of the gridding pattern. So I'm hoping to get more time on this. This one's a little difficult because it's sort of hard to fit in and still have enough other projects that Mom doesn't suspect anything. And there may come a time when she suspects, or I have to just announce it. I'm actually a little worried that I won't be able to make it for Christmas. But I told best friend if that's the case, then Mom may get a half, 3/4 done one with a promise that I will finish it. I just realized this. Should put a heart here, like the Queen of Hearts. Love this bag. All right, so that is my update for the Alice in Wonderland. Hi, it is Friday, April 22nd, and this is a quick update on the Alice project. I just got back recently from the Knitopia knitting retreat, and I did not bring this project with me, so it actually did not get a lot of love. Plus, I was working primarily on the pumpkin passport so that I would have April finished. I'm trying hard not to get behind on that one. But I have worked on it this week. Plus, I wanted to show you my new needle minders. So, they are, this one is the Cheshire Cat, and it is from Stitchin' Mad on Etsy. Now, that one came from Australia, so it actually took about 4 weeks to get here. But at first, it was the only Alice in Wonderland I had seen, and I liked the idea of having my needle minders match my project as if I'm going to work on it for so long. So that was from Stitchin' Mad. This one is from Gina's Unique Boutique, and it says We're All Mad Here. And it took me a while to find one that I really, really liked, but I really, really like that one. And I did make progress. So, I mean, not a lot of progress, but I believe from the last time you saw it, I did this section and everything over here. So, and I don't know if I've talked about my waist knots. These are knots, you put them from the front, and then you actually start the thread further down, and then later as you stitch across here, you'll actually capture the tail. So if you are using it in a frame, you don't have to keep flipping. So, but anyway, that is my update. I'm hoping to work on it in more depth this weekend, hopefully. But I will see you guys all in the next bit. Bye. Hi, today is April 29th, and I wanted to do an update for Alice. So I am counting April as complete and a success. And here we go. This is, all right, so if you're looking back, you're thinking back to yourself, this is the episode where I got the stupid brace. On the plus side, it's also the episode where I found out that I could put this into the frame and still stitch even though my hand is bound up. So this saved my sanity. It's very hard to balance though. All right, so there are 14 stitches all the way across. Some of them are over here still. So, but half of it would be 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the midpoint line. And this is 5 rows. So it's 5 by 7, 35 squares done. I had calculated once before that in order to get it done on time, I basically need to get 31 squares done every month. And that included December. So technically I'm 4 squares ahead right now. I was thinking about it, and really just because of my own OCD, it's more likely I would always finish a row. So if I get 35 squares like this, a 5 by 7 block done every month, I would actually finish by the end of November, which would give me more time to do finishing. But in the meantime, I'm really happy. I did what I need to do. We got roots, we got a dragonfly, and we got the bottom of the bunny's feet. So that would be the white rabbit. And a little, either a flower or a mushroom. I'm guessing it's probably a mushroom. But anyway, so as far as I'm concerned, April is a win. Hi there, it is May 20th and I just wanted to show progress on Alice. And you see this one rubbing all over that? Mom, when you get it and it's full of cat hair that I can't get out, that would be why. Anyway, I need to get 35 squares done for May, and that would be this section here. So I'm trying to work up the white rabbit, and over here is more viney stuff and mushrooms and things like that. So I'm making good progress. It has not been the only thing I've been working on, but I have mostly a free weekend now and Memorial Day weekend, so it should all work out fine. That's all. Alright, I wanted to show that the May squares are totally complete. Actually, there are actually extra squares because I really wanted to finish his ears. It just seems silly to chop them off, and then of course I just kind of finished across. So I'm actually ahead of the game because I'm already got some of June's squares done. No, I am absolutely loving this. It looked good at the end of May, but now with this month you can actually see a picture. So I am very excited, and I might pick out the gridding behind this section just to see how it goes, but I haven't decided yet. For now it's just going to be put away because I have some other things to work on, and it is Memorial Day weekend. I actually finished this a couple nights ago, but I didn't get a chance to film. So there we go. So far, April and May, both done on time. It really does feel like I should be able to finish this on time. So that's all good. I really hope Mom loves it in the end. And that's all. Bye. Here's just a little update of the Alice in Wonderland. Today is June, I have no idea, 19th I think. Anyway, it's a Sunday. So my next group finishes right up at the border, so those stitches are actually kind of hard to do, and I know I could just remove it off the Q-snap, but I haven't done it yet. Mostly because I want to get a picture of the completed thing and then pull it off. I'm also trying to decide what section I want to do next. I think I'll just continue up, but I hadn't actually decided yet. I also wanted to say having my grid marks has been really helpful, because especially when you get into these intricate areas, if you know that you're supposed to be ending on a grid line and you're not, then you know somewhere you made a mistake, and it's usually right within those 10 stitches. Missy girl is trying to say hello because she thinks I'm talking to her. Anyway, so I've actually had a few times now where I get up and realize that somewhere I messed up, and so I figure out, oh, in this case I happen to miss that little stitch right there. But having the grid lines really helps me. So, and this was me just using up a little bit of, I had a little piece of floss left, and so I stitched that up. I don't even know what it's going to be yet. It might be more vine or something like that. But anyway, that was all. Top of the mushroom, the caterpillar is starting, a little bit of viney work. So, thought I'd share. So guess what? I finished the June squares for Alice. Today is the 23rd, but I actually finished them yesterday. I will say this was a little bit of an easy month. It was an easy month in number of squares because some of these squares are actually supposed to be empty. And then Alice's hand goes in one of these, and I skipped it on purpose because I didn't want to do it until I was ready to do Alice. And I was actually one row ahead because I had finished his ears, and so wanted to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. But still, I also ordered this picture frame from Amazon, and I think it'll work well. It kind of chops off the top and bottom, but I think that can be adjusted because there's actually 2 layers of mats in here. And worst come to worst, I take out the mat altogether. I just laid it in there right now to get a general idea of how it'll look. But I like it. And I realized I don't need the frame for quite a while, but I saw it and it was like $15. And I was like, yes, let's just get that now and know that I have it. But all right, June, totally done. Awesome. See you next month. I wanted to share, this is July, it's all finished. There wasn't a mid-July this time because I actually got it done soon enough. So this is actually half done. So I'm trying to decide in August if I want to start down here or up there. But I've got a little while to figure that out. But all the curly cues and everything were a lot of fun to do. They required more concentration, but it was good. So now the caterpillar is complete with his pipe and his smoke. And then we got all these leaves and stuff. The leaves will then go into the Cheshire Cat over here. And of course Alice goes here. But right now, I'm just really happy this is at the halfway point. So, and I took it out of the scroll frame so you could actually see the whole thing. Otherwise, you always miss part of it. So, no, I'm really happy with it. Thought I'd share. And July is done. You see this little girl? She is preventing me from working on Alice, even though I'm trying really hard because she wants all the attention. It is Saturday, August 6th, and I just picked up starting to work on Alice today. So I don't know if anybody remembers, but I had a whole bunch of waist knots over here. I've been slowly going through and cutting them and weaving them in. In a lot of places, there wasn't actually enough to pick up and lock in the waist knots, so I had to do it manually anyway. But I'm working on it, so from here to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's the pesky little girl that I was just telling you about, bumping my hand, saying that she needs the attention. Yes. Anyway, I'm trying to work on Alice today, but somebody wants all the attentions. Alright, that's it. More kitty interference. This is like one of the worst nights. Yes. She's quite convinced that I need to pay attention to her and stop stitching. Yes, Grandma's going to see this. Grandma's going to see what a naughty, pesky kitty you were. Yes, yes, I know. I love you too. Yes. Aww. Yeah. Yeah. Are you my girl? So I just want to touch base on how Alice is doing in August. Now, today is August 12th. I have been working on it. It's not as easy to tell where my dividing line is now, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So everything from here that way is new. These two columns are totally done. Working on this one. I don't normally always work in columns, but it kind of works here. But anyway, I'm not solely working on this. Normally the way my rotation goes is I do Pumpkin Passport, then Alice, and then something else. Because I also started the Lakeside Fantasy Stitch Along, and I'm also working on the sheep that needs to get done before my retreat next month. I have been actually alternating, and partially also because this I'm working on the lap stand, which I'm using on the table, and some of the smaller pieces I've been working on over on the couch with my ocean wood stand. So anyway, but it's coming along. Basically this side, aside from Alice's shoes versus the rabbit, all of this side is basically a duplicate of this side. That's it for mid-August. Alright, so August is done. 7 across, 5 down. The dragonfly is done, so it matches the other dragonfly over here. You could just see the start of Alice's shoes and little mushroom, little mushroom. Actually, I'm up a little bit here, but that's okay. That's because I wanted to finish the little mushroom. So next month will be a chunk of Alice, mostly from the waist down, and a bigger mushroom, I believe. But it's looking really good. And August is complete, with many days to spare, because today is, I have no idea what today is. I want to say August 19th. I will correct it if that's wrong. So today is August 26th, and I'm going to tell you about a very big panic I just had. A while back, there had been something that I had filmed little snippets of, and then I lost all the pieces before I got to share it. So I've been trying to be really careful with everything I've been doing for Alice. And today, I saved everything from the beginning until the August completion. Saved it as a big full-size file so that if I need it, I have it. I saved it on my computer. And I did this, probably a week ago. Today I was like, you know what? I have the full file on my computer. I don't need to keep it on the iPad too. I'm running short on space on the iPad. And really, if I have the file, I don't need all the source files. So I deleted them off the iPad. Not only did I delete them, but because I wanted the space, I also went into the deleted folder and say, yes, permanently delete. So it's not even like they're hanging out. So you're probably going to guess that this was a bad idea. And I went to play the file that went from March until August, only to find out it has no sound. I don't know why. I have no idea what in the world happened. There is no sound. And my heart just sank. Now, I didn't delete all my source files. I just kind of deleted I was kind of doing a mass cleanup and just did a huge delete of, lots of old images and videos.
So I go back to my iPad and I have lost a ton of items. And I'm just like, oh my God, no. Like I'm sitting here at home, like almost in tears. Um, on the plus side, a couple months ago, at the end of June, I had done something similar. I had saved off everything from March to June. I checked that file. That file is fine. I also looked on my iPad and I still have all the source files from July and August. So I will be able to put it all back together. But oh my God, was I upset earlier. I mean, I was just losing it. Now, you notice that it said panic and, you know, updates. They're not really updates. I didn't know what else to call them. I noticed, I decided to just play all the files all the way through, make sure everything has sound, everything is good. And in the process, I realized that way back at the beginning, there were some things that I either didn't know or I had misspoken. So, one thing, way at the beginning, I called Alice Blackwork. Alice is not Blackwork. Alice is done all in black. However, Blackwork is a totally different thing, and I didn't know that at the time. I do now. Blackwork is some very decorative stitches. I haven't done any. I have patterns, but they basically kind of look like a lot of backstitching all in one color. So even if you see something that's like all red, it will usually still be called blackwork. But it's totally different. This is not blackwork. Also, near the beginning, I had said that Mom used to do this cutting thing, and I couldn't remember what it was called. I have remembered, I just never apparently recorded it anywhere, that she used to do Schneerenschnitt, which is paper cutting. So, like, I remember in kindergarten, we did these silhouettes where, like, you would have a bright light shine against you, and there was a piece of paper, and the teacher would trace out your silhouette, and then you would get to trace it and make it onto black paper, and it was really fun, and you gave it to your parents. Kind of like that, but much more extravagant. So this Alice cross stitch reminds me of the Schneerenschnitt Mom used to do. And the last thing is, I had said in this video that I accidentally bought, instead of buying Sulky Sliver thread, I bought Sulky Hollow Shimmer, and I said I thought it might be a much smaller, like it might be thinner. Well, later in the year, I actually got both. It's not. It's the same. There's no discernible difference except for one is shiny and has shimmer, iridescent shimmer to it. So I think that's all. But so panic subsided. And then, like I said, as I was listening back, I was like, oh, that's not quite right. So I thought I would, update, correct, provide errata. Maybe that's what I should call it. I actually haven't titled it yet, so I could call it the Panic and Errata. All right. I will see you all guys all in the next month. Bye.
So today is September 8th, but what I'm going to show you, I actually did starting in July. This month of September is going to be a little weird because I have a retreat. Tiff was coming to visit. There was just some unusual things. So plus I have the baby sampler to cross stitch, which I hadn't expected. So I decided to start her early. So I actually started her in July and worked on her up through the Friday of Labor Day weekend. This actually is taking quite a while just to fill in. Partially probably because it's slightly boring, but it's going to look really cool. So anyway, anything from above this part of her legs. So this top part of her legs, and this was all done before Labor Day. So, but I also wanted to share with you, there is a naughty, naughty kitty. We'll go pan over to her. Just don't get seasick. This is the naughty kitty who decided that she was going to use Alice as a bed when I set Alice down for a couple minutes. Not even a couple minutes. It was like 1 minute while I pulled the floss out of the bag. So she's now hiding over here. As you can tell, she's on her double throw pillow queen throne, so she's really feeling traumatized and punished. But I'm very happy to report there was no actual damage. Yeah, you. All right, now I'm gonna go stitch. Okay, it is Saturday, September 10th, and Alice is done. Really struggled this week because of the fact that I only worked on this, and so if anybody asks what I was working on all week, I don't really have anything else to show them because this is still a secret. I will say I think this was the longest month to work on, and mainly because this skirt took just forever. I mean, all of this and the top part of this and her arm I did all today, and I mean all today. I pretty much started in about 8 or 9 this morning. I don't even remember now. It was after my guy left and I took a shower, so probably 9 a.m. But anyway, it is now almost 8 p.m. and I just finished this. So when I started this morning, there was a little bit here and all of this, and this hand was actually left over from a previous month, but I didn't want the hand just floating out there, so I did it now. And then everything from here up, this was all today. So, but anyway, aside from needing 2 more little stitches here, this month is done, and I'll worry about them on the next month. There's actually a vine that goes almost all the way up, and I ran out of thread, so it'll wait. But there are only 2 more months to go on this. So, and this coming month, October, looks like it will be a little simpler one. All right, so September is done. All right, today is October 10th, and there is no mid-October this time because I actually finished all of this month's block in the last couple days. So I put aside the baby sampler for a couple days and just concentrated on this. So from this grid line on up, that is all new. So basically anything above her elbow here. I had finished this last time just because I didn't want that hand floating out there. And then all these leaves and flowers, and this is the start of the Cheshire Cat. That is his tail. So in that empty space up above obviously will be the rest of him. He'll take a little bit of time, but that's okay because I should be done with the baby sampler by the time I'm working on this next month. So I'm extremely pleased with how this is coming out and that I've been able to stay on top of it. So yeah, I'm going to try and do that as early in November as I can, so I can leave as much time for framing as possible. I have not decided yet if I'm going to try and frame it myself or have somebody else do it. So I just wanted to make sure I have some time allotted for it. But anyway, October is done. So today is Sunday, November 6th, and I wasn't planning on doing an update today, but I just found out news. I did not realize that my guy's sister, the equivalent of my sister-in-law, actually does professional framing. She just doesn't do it on a regular basis. Anyway, I talked to her, and if I can get this done this week, which I just had the Cheshire Cat's head and then leaves, I really believe I can get it done this week and pull the grid lines. She will actually work on framing it for Christmas, which I'm really excited about because I've been wanting to do something special, and while I can just frame it myself, she can frame and do something fun with the mat, and I've seen some of her work, and I have total faith in her ability. Okay, so if you just heard my guy yelling at the football game, it was because the Colts just ran almost the entire length of the football field against the Packers, and he is a Colts fan, so this was a good excitement for him. Probably not so much for most of the other people in our neighborhood since we live in Wisconsin. What I was going to say was I have total faith in her ability to do something artistic and fun to go with this, so I'm really excited about that next piece. And I had been kind of dreading finishing this a little bit because I wasn't sure how to do the next step, and now I'm really excited. So dreading's the wrong word, just trying to, anticipate and decide what would be next. So I am now going to go take this and stitch and work on his head. Although, it's the Cheshire Cat. It is totally okay that he doesn't have a head, because that's what the Cheshire Cat does. He disappears in pieces. I am so excited. So today is Friday, November 11th. I told you the other day that if I can get this done, I have somebody that's going to frame this, my guy's sister, and this is done. I'm so excited. I need to pull the grid lines next, but the stitching is complete and in plenty of time, so it's not even 8 o'clock today, so I have time tonight to pull the grid lines, and this weekend I am going to drop it off with her. So when it's daylight, I will take a full and good picture of this, but I'm thrilled. I'm excited that it's done, and I am excited that I have a plan for the framing that's a little more special. So, yay! So I keep trying to record this, and Tigger keeps wanting to walk across this, which is not making me happy. Anyway, you just saw a time-lapse video of me pulling the grid lines, and I did it as time-lapse because I didn't think anyone would really want to watch me do that. But it pulled out really easy. That was that sulky sliver, and it pulled out really nice. A little bit tougher here just because I was trying to find something to grab in that solid space, but even that was not real bad at all. Now the only thing I did learn is I had, at the beginning of and ending of the threads, I had kind of looped over a couple stitches, and I now wish I had done more, probably like 4 stitches, because then I would have had a bigger loop to grab to cut those free. So if I do any future gridding, I'll probably do about 1/4 inch, whatever that comes out to for the size fabric. I think this is 14. I know this is 14 count. I think 4 stitches would put me between 1/4 and 1/2 inch and would be
best for clearing those, but I got them all out. Anyway, this is all done. I'm so excited. Yay. So today I got my picture back from my guy's sister who did the framing, and isn't it gorgeous? So she just did a really simple outline, but there's actually a purple mat behind the black mat to just kind of bring some of the colors out without pulling too much away from the actual stitching. So I really like it, and now I can give it to Mom in a couple days. Yay!
Oh, you rat, yeah, you know. This is kind of
It was what I could do.
kind of like the paper though. Oh, wow.
I have
And
spent
it's Alice in Wonderland.
I have spent all year making this. I've been filming every month, and I haven't mentioned it to
even the framing. I love
his sister did the framing.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Isn't that? I remember when you got that fabric.
Nope, it came all. That was all one.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
I remembered you always liked the Schneer and Schnitt, and you like Alice in Wonderland, and so.
You know how hard that is to do on black? Just because you